All right, welcome to the August 13th, 2025 regular meeting of the Chino Valley Fire District Board of Directors. Time is 5 o'clock p.m. For attendance, everybody's here except for President Sarah Ramos Evinger, who's on her way and she'll be here shortly. For closed session, the Board of Directors will meet in closed session to discuss the following item: public employee performance evaluation pursuant to Government Code Section 54957, title Legal Counsel. Do we have any public comments on this item? Excellent. The board will move to closed session.
So welcome to the August 13, 2025 regular meeting of the Chino Valley Fire District Board of Directors. The time is 6 p.m. We will now begin the meeting and take roll. Director Howie?
Here.
Director Leith?
Here.
Director Romaine?
Present.
Vice President Krieger?
Here.
And myself, President. Legal counsel, can you please report out of closed session?
Thank you, Board President. So for the closed session item read into the record this evening at 5 p.m., there is no reportable action.
Thank you very much. I ask that everyone please stand and join me in the flag salute, and if you can please remain standing for the invocation by Chaplain Aguilar. And Director Leith, would you please lead us in that?
Yes. Follow me in the pledge to our flag. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Chaplain Aguilar.
Good evening, everyone. Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord God, we come before you this evening and we praise you, Lord, for you are the Almighty God, Father God. And Lord, we ask your blessings to be upon this Board of Directors meeting, Father. Lord, the items on the agenda, may you have your hands upon them, Father. The beautiful family members here, Lord, and the excellent employees here, Father, that will be recognized, Lord. You have your blessings upon them, Lord. Bless upon our Board of Directors, our fire chief, our fire staff, firefighters on and off duty, Lord, and those retired as well. Lord, we love you, we praise you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain Aguilar. Clerk of the Board, do we have any changes to the agenda?
We have no changes to the agenda tonight. The first item on our agenda is under presentations and announcements, and we invite President Ramos Evinger to please come forward, and we'll begin with our first item on the agenda. First item is promotion, recognition, and badge pinning. We invite Engineer Trevor Hayton to please come forward.
Engineer Trevor Hayton began his career with the Chino Valley Fire District in 2017, bringing with him a strong dedication to service and teamwork. He recently promoted to engineer and is currently assigned to Station 61 A shift. His promotion reflects not only his skill and leadership, but also his consistent drive to learn, grow, and contribute to the district's success. Congratulations on your promotion, Engineer Hayton.
So we'll have Trevor's wife come on up. Yeah, we're going to get in here. Okay, go ahead.
Little that. Thank you.
So I'm going to say a few words on behalf of Trevor. So as I do with everybody as they come up, either to get recognized for their service years or for their promotions, you can stand right here. Okay. Actually, because you might be part of the story.
Oh.
Trevor, I'm not going to go there. So the bottom line is that Trevor's been an exceptional employee. When he first got here, we're going to keep some things to ourselves, but what I can tell you is that Trevor he's an exceptional man, he's an exceptional husband. And at one point, someone said, "Hey, Dave, I know that you've had to have some conversations. he's actually kind of a lot like you. So I thought, wow, that's interesting. At any rate, I know Trevor's worked extremely hard to get to this position, and I know he's going to do a great job. So Trevor, I want to thank you, thank your family for all the hard work, and I know you have little ones here, and so we expect a lot from you, and don't stop here. Thanks, you got it.
Next, we invite Captain Mark Bozek to please come forward.
Captain Mark Bozek began his career with the Chino Valley Fire District in 2004 as a firefighter and was promoted to engineer in 2018. In 2025, he achieved the rank of captain, bringing with him a strong record of leadership and community involvement. Mark and his wife Colette have 3 children, Kira, Ashlyn, and Timmy. Mark has been the president of the Fire Foundation for 19 years and an active member for 21 years. His service to the community includes a decade as a Fire Explorer advisor for the Fire Explorer program, membership in the Chino Valley Fire District Honor Guard since 2007, and participation in the Pipes and Drums Committee since its inception 10 years ago. Seems crazy it's been 10 years already, huh? He also served on the Chino Valley Professional Firefighters Union Executive Board for 14 years, the Telestaff Committee for 10 years, has been part of the Hazardous Material Team since 2012. In his personal time, Mark enjoys vacationing with his family, woodworking, working on his car, and taking pride in maintaining what many consider to be the best lawn around. Please join me in congratulating and welcoming Mark as the district's newest captain.
So before I give this to Mark, for those of you that aren't overly familiar with the fire service that are here tonight, a lot of the extracurricular things that Mark's been involved in aren't things that just take a day or two. They're things that take a whole career to get there. When we were making this promotion, I don't make this just with myself. I consult my team. We all talk about it together. And the one thing that I was being told regularly and consistently through many of the floor personnel was, man, you could pick anybody off this list. Not to say any of our folks are bad, but we could pick anybody off this list and they'd be very, very well deserving. Mark, I mean, I've stood back for a long time. I've watched the contributions that you've made. Actually, not just you and your wife and your whole family. You know, we have our car shows, and every year it's Colette and your sister's there, and everybody's contributing and pitching. And so I hope that this promotion, out of all the promotions that I've had the opportunity to make, will be a reflection of what we're actually looking for in the next leaders in this fire service. Very, very selfless. If I think of a word, when I think about Mark, it's a very selfless, committed individual. So I would encourage a lot of the younger members who have aspirations in this organization to move up, use Mark as a role model for what's important to this organization. These are the things that are going to take us into the future. These are the things that truly serve our community. It's not just about what he does, what the job description requires of him. It's the things that he does in addition to that. So Mark, I couldn't be more happy for you, proud of you. And I'm assuming it's going to be your wife. But
Actually, I'm with my dad.
His dad? Okay, come on up, Dad. See, there you go. Just don't make assumptions there.
Been a long time since I've been in the Army.
Just
Yeah, he's got enough chest there, so stick it in there. We're good.
Okay.
All right.
Love it. And thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Good morning.
A little bit. Thank you.
All right, congrats, brother. Oh,
Congratulations. Next, we invite Battalion Chief Mark Hughes to please come forward.
Okay. Battalion Chief Mark Hughes began his career with the Chino Valley Fire District in 2014. Prior to joining the district, he served with CAL FIRE Riverside County Fire Department for 7 years, 5 as a firefighter paramedic and 2 as an engineer paramedic. Mark attending Crafton Hills College, completing coursework in EMS, fire science, and general education before earning his paramedic certification in 2002. He later graduated from the University of Redlands with a bachelor's degree in business management and is currently working on his master's degree. Since joining the Chino Valley Fire District, Mark has served in multiple roles, including captain at Station 66 A Shift, where he is the shift's investigation lead, and served as the dispatch coordinator between Chino Valley Fire and Con Fire. He was promoted to the rank of captain in 2019, then promoted to battalion chief in 2025. Mark and his wife Jody have been together for 21 years, and live in Yucaipa with their 2 children, Tatum and Carson. In his free time, Mark enjoys traveling with his family in their motorhome, exploring other states, and visiting national parks. Please join me in congratulating Mark as the newest battalion chief.
So these promotions are always very special for a fire chief because you're taking the next step into this part of the team. And so when I think about Mark, Mark and I had the opportunity to work together. I won't be able to say that about everybody that I get to promote, but Mark and I worked together at Station 2 when he first came to this department. And a couple things always resonated with me about Mark. He's highly, highly intelligent, very, very competent. But you put all those together, and what I always liked about Mark is his fun-spirited nature, but he was always super, super balanced. So when you're looking at the next leaders and looking for somebody to join the next level, you're really also reflecting on yourself and trying to figure out where the holes are in the organization and what kind of folks you can grab onto that show lots of promise. And obviously they have to do the work, they have to make themselves available, they have to do all the work in getting prepared and being successful through the test. And then the hard part comes in trying to choose between the folks. So Mark, your competence, your intelligence, and most importantly for me, you're very, very balanced. I've never known you to speak out about something without a lot of thought and balance in your responses. So for that, I'm super appreciative. We appreciate having you on the team. We look forward. I feel very confident in saying this today. I know he's just getting this promotion. I'm fairly certain with the amount of movement we have, this is not going to sit on his chest long. He's probably going to be moving up to other spots as they become available. So congratulations. We're super happy for you. And unlike what I said with Mark, I'm not going to ask if it's your wife. I'm going to ask you who it is.
It's my wife.
Okay, come on.
I'll say it now too, it's 26 years.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't want her to think I forgot.
Still on a honeymoon.
I'm over here all baffled because I had the wrong dates yet.
Congrats.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Congratulations on 26 years. I apologize, that was a typo on our script. Congratulations. The next item on our agenda is the service awards, and we invite up next one is Senior IT Support Analyst Chris Roberts, who was unable to attend tonight's meeting. Although he could not be here with us tonight, we want to recognize him.
Okay. Chris Roberts joined the Chino Valley Fire District on August 17, 2015 as a Senior IT Support Analyst. He has 3 children with his wife Maria, son Christopher, and 2 daughters, Sophia and Capri. Chris graduated from Monrovia High School and earned his bachelor's degree in telecommunications from Mount Sierra College. Prior to joining the fire district, he worked for the city of Chino Hills for 8 years. His passion for technology is evident in his dedication, work ethic, and commitment to innovation. In 2016, Chris was recognized by his peers as the Employee of the Year for his outstanding contributions to managing and improving the district's technology systems. The scope of IT touches every part of the organization, and Chris continues to find ways to improve efficiency, enhance service, and ensure responsible use of the district's financial resources. Proactive and solution-driven, he has led numerous projects, upgrades, and innovations, currently overcoming any IT challenges he encounters. Please join me in congratulating Chris Roberts on his 10 years of outstanding service.
Continuing on with service awards, we recognize 20 years of service, and we invite up Payroll Administrator Vicki Barnes.
Vicki Barnes joined the Chino Valley Fire District in 2005 as a Human Resources Secretary and was reclassified as an HR specialist shortly thereafter. In 2014, she transitioned into her current position as Payroll Administrator, where in addition to processing payroll, she prepares and administers the district's pension reporting, quarterly taxes, W-2s, and other statutory reports required by the district's workers' compensation carrier, the state controller, and other governmental agencies. She also serves as an integral part of the district's annual budget development process, audits, and valuation. Vicki often dedicates time from her evenings, weekends, and vacations to work on special projects and other requirements needed to ensure the district remains in compliance. Over the years, Vicki has served as secretary for the Fire Foundation, assisted with county chiefs, acted as a newsletter publisher and web administrator for the Administrative Fire Solutions section of Cal Chiefs, and is coordinator for Santa Photos for the district's annual Make a Child Smile event. Whenever Vicki has free time, her favorite thing to do is spend time with her family, whether it's finding a fun activity to do or just hanging out together. Please join me in congratulating Vicki for her 20 years of service.
So when I came to the district, Vicki was in another role, and as you can hear by the bio there, is Vicki does a lot of different things. You know, the fire personnel that go out and run the calls get a little bit of the glory, or most of the glory. However, I can tell you every one of them knows who Vicki is. They may not know everybody in this building, but they know who Vicki is. Without Vicki doing what she does, we wouldn't all get paid. The lights wouldn't stay on, all these various things. So Vicki, we thank you so much. Your attention to detail, your methodical approach to doing all the things that we need to get done from a payroll standpoint is certainly appreciated. So we thank you very much, and I think that's all I have for you, so thank you.
Thanks, Dave.
You're very welcome.
Next, for 20 years of service, we invite up Fire Marshal Danielle O'Toole.
Fire Marshal Danielle O'Toole began her career with the Chino Valley Fire District on August 15, 2005 as a fire inspector. She was promoted to Deputy Fire Marshal in 2007, serving in multiple areas of the position, including community development, compliance, and preparedness. In February 2018, Danielle made history as the district's first civilian fire marshal. She holds an associate degree in fire technology and a bachelor's degree in fire administration. Throughout her career, Danielle has demonstrated a strong commitment to public safety and community risk reduction. Outside of work, Danielle enjoys cooking, gardening, and spending time with her fur babies and her husband, children, and grandkids. Congratulations, Danielle, on your 20 years of service.
So we're going to get the second half of this later, but when you said she enjoys spending time with her husband, we'll talk about that in just a minute. At any rate, the suppression guys in the back may frown when I say this, but I'm telling you it's the truth. I've only discovered this late in my career. we really enjoy what we get to do. We get to go out and serve the community. We get all the glam. I can tell you as a fire chief, what this business is really about community risk and fire prevention. We'd rather have that happen before we go out there. And I say this every time I go to any conference or any time I'm talking to any other fire chiefs. We have the absolute best fire marshal in this whole state, in my personal opinion. There's nothing more refreshing than a chief than to be able to leave that department, just ask them what they need and go about your business, because this department within our organization is the one that can get us into challenges quickly, because it deals with code, it deals with a lot of different things. So Danielle, I know I've said this to you before, I'm super grateful. The organization is super blessed to be able to have you here doing what you do, and doing it at the level you do it. And that's all I have to say on that. Then we'll talk about Mike next. So anyway, congratulations, you're very welcome. Come on up.
Next, for 25 years of service, we invite Captain Mike O'Toole.
Okay, Captain Michael Toole began his fire service career at Montclair Fire. He was there for 5 years before joining the Chino Valley Fire District in June 2000 as a firefighter paramedic. He was promoted to engineer in September 2006 and captain in April 2008. Throughout his tenure, Mike has contributed excessively to the district's serving as EMS Committee Chairman, Quality Assurance, and Quality Improvement Coordinator, a member of the Apparatus Committee, Facilities Committee, Station Site Committee. He's also served on the Chino Valley Professional Firefighters Executive Board and was one of the original members of the Honor Guard and held the role of EMS Training Captain. Mike has dedicated the past 20 years to teaching mass casualty incident response and served the district as a representative for Assembly Bill 210. He also started and chaired the Chino Airport Training Committee and most recently with the Chino Valley Fire District Traditions Committee. Outside work, Mike enjoys camping, spending time at the beach, and making memories with his wife, children, and grandkids. Mike, congratulations on your 25 years of service.
So many times in the fire service, we judge ourselves internally against our abilities and how we operate out there. I can tell you, Mike's operational savviness, in my opinion, is second to none. I was a recipient of his mentorship as I was coming through the ranks and receiving his tutelage as I wanted to promote and do those things. I think it's pretty rare, in my opinion, to find a couple, a husband and wife, that perform at extreme high levels. And so Danielle and Mike, I'm super appreciative. We're very lucky to have you. And we have one of their daughters here that work here as well. So we might have to call a timeout, and we don't know if we can take any more tools. But the reality is all three of them and Mike, obviously, many of those things get led at home by, in my opinion, by the leader of the house. So we appreciate you. Your level of professionalism, excellence, second to none. I appreciate that. And the other thing is for us in the fire service, I think tradition is very, very important. We have to look back on our history to understand where we came from. Mike is very good about making sure that we keep our high standards within the fire stations at the utmost highest level. I can tell every time I go to a station that Mike's working at, it's generally speaking, it's high and tight and it's super dialed in. And for that, on my end, I'm super, super appreciative. And I know that the women and men that work for you really appreciate that as well. So congratulations. I won't ever be able to get one of these, so this is a milestone to be able to receive this. And so congratulations. And And this is I'm gonna call it audible. Daniel, why don't you come up here real quick? Because this is pretty unusual, I'm gonna call you up here and get you in here with Mike. Thank you, guys.
That was good.
next item on our agenda is our new chaplain introduction. We invite up Chaplain Ernesto Butch Garcia to please come forward.
Okay. Chaplain Ernesto Birch Garcia is a lifelong resident of Chino. He is a devoted husband to his wife, Arcela, and proud father of 3, Angel, Eileen, and Ileana. With more than 20 years of experience in the underground construction industry, he served as a foreman for Sully Miller Contracting. As a man of deep faith, Butch is active in multiple ministries at Calvary Chapel, Chino Valley, has recently completed hands-on training alongside the district's fire chaplains, preparing him to provide spiritual and emotional support to both the fire district and the Chino Valley community. We are pleased to welcome Butch as the Chino Valley Fire District's newest chaplain.
So the chaplain program here was started some time ago, and for me, they're really one of our unsung heroes. They're here volunteering, they're not getting paid to be here. It's just another layer of caring that we provide for our community. I think importantly tonight to also state, because I don't know that we exercise it as much as we could, this is to all of our personnel that are part of the Chino Valley Fire family. Our chaplain services are available to you day and night. So should you have a need, should you be challenged with something, should you just be seeking some answers, should you be experiencing a death or any of those normal life things that come unexpectedly, our chaplains are available to you. They're excellent. They're available to even go outside of this community should we need to provide that access to them. So, Butch, welcome. Thank the rest of you that are here in the back, support of your brother.
Can we ask all the chaplains
Yeah,
to
come on
up
up.
for the picture, please?
Come up, gentlemen.
Thank you. Yes, okay, thank you.
Come on up.
And
This is probably one of those times you'll see me hug a bunch of grown men.
and for us gals, we have an amazing gal that can sit.
And then this is also the bear over here.
Great program.
Good.
Congratulations.
Come on in. Want to get by your husband, or you want me to snag him from you?
Squeeze it. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Okay, and with that, we're going to take a 5-minute break. So if you brought your families and you received an award, please feel free to come up and take photos.
Thank you. Welcome back from break. The first item on our agenda is State of the Fleet Apparatus Update. And the presentation tonight is by Acting Deputy Chief Gable.
Good evening, everyone. So tonight we'll be discussing our fleet, our heavy fleet in particular. Fix this microphone, pardon me here. So we'll be reviewing essentially what's at each station, just for a quick review for the board and for the audience that's here this evening. So Station 61, which we all know is our big house, if you will, has our truck company, which is our Rosenbauer, our red tractor-drawn aerial, frontline engine company, a reserve engine company, as well as the medic ambulance. And we purchased those ambulances during COVID to be able to transport when AMR or the private provider was having a difficult time due to their workforce. We also have our USAR rig, our Urban Search and Rescue rig, which is called our Rescue. The frontline battalion chief, so Battalion 1 is out of Station 61. We have the reserve unit there, as well as our hazmat unit. Station 62 in Chino Hills, we have our newest squad, which with the board's leadership and direction, we were able to purchase 2, we call them super squads, which is a little bit different than what our previous platform was. They have a single rear wheel versus the dual rear wheel, but they also have 4-wheel drive capabilities to get us into the state park and some of our off-road terrain. Our brush engine, as well as our frontline engine. Station 63 down in the preserve have our frontline engine, our newest foam unit, which was displayed at a board meeting several months ago. That was purchased through a partnership with our 4th District Supervisor, Kurt Hagman, and the district's funds, as well as our water tender. Station 64 up in the canyon, we have their frontline engine, a patrol, which is utilized in our tougher to access areas up in Sleepy Hollow and in Carbon Canyon, and a reserve engine. 65's just north of the 60 freeway there. We have our frontline engine, a reserve engine, and their medic squad. And Station 66, closest to us here tonight, we have our frontline engine, our OES Type 3, our brush engine, which is actually out on a deployment as we speak. And our Battalion 2 is running out of there with our newest battalion unit. And then Station 66 also got one of the new super squads. 67s over off Riverside Drive, their frontline engine, a squad, and a reserve engine. And our Carter building, which is our maintenance facility, or also known as our shop, currently our reserve truck company is being housed there. Our medic ambulances, the other 3 that we had purchased in addition to the one that I spoke about earlier, and then our oldest, or one of our oldest engine companies, which is typically used at our training center for training for our personnel. So speaking about replacement, obviously we have a pretty robust fleet, both frontline as well as our reserve apparatus, and we tend to follow our NFPA standard. It's more of a guideline than a policy, but we do follow that as much as possible. So typically speaking, our frontline units are in service for 12 years or 120,000 miles, and then we tend to get an extra 8 years out of them, or an additional 20,000 miles in the reserve status, for a total of 20 years. This is a chart showing our frontline apparatus in reference to their age. So we do have several engine companies that are nearing the end of their frontline service life. One in particular you'll see there from the chart is engine 63, which is getting near its 12 years of service life. And engine 66 is shortly behind that engine. In reference to their mileage, engine 63 is getting near that 100,000 mile mark, and 66 is shortly behind. Our reserve fleet, so we do have, as I showed earlier, housed at the Carter building, or our maintenance facility, is our old yellow tractor-drawn aerial, which, by the way, has done us really good when our Rosenbauer, our red truck company, has been out of service, which, as you guys are aware, has happened quite often over the last 10 years. So the challenge with that vehicle, unfortunately, is we can no longer purchase parts for it. The chief mentioned yesterday in a meeting we had to buy 2 wheels off of another fire department because the parts are just not available. American LaFrance, which is the manufacturer, has actually gone out of business several years ago, and it's posing a little bit of a challenge for us. However, as you can see per the graph here, that truck we've gotten a good 21 years of service out of it, so we're actually a year past its recommended service life. And then one of our engine companies, which is the yellow reserve engine, is nearing its end of life as well at 19 years, the one I spoke about at the training center for training our personnel. In reference to the mileage, engine 61A, which is one of our reserve engines, 2009 Pierce, is nearing the 120,000 mark, as well as 64 Alpha and several others. They're all getting near that end of service life. We'll go through some quick maintenance costs, in particular the 2009 Pierce reserve engines that I mentioned, as well as our tractor-drawn aerial, which is that Rosenbauer, the red truck company that's our primary truck out of Station 61. So in fiscal year 2023 and 24, in particular, we spent approximately $30,000 on the Pierce engine companies. And the truck company, we were in excess of $35,000 in fiscal year 24-25. So the reason I wanted to show this graph is just as these units age, the cost of maintaining them is increasing exponentially, which is giving us even more reason to continue our planning process with purchasing new apparatus across the board. Apparatus that we've recently obtained, we mentioned the foam unit that we bought in partnership with 4th District Supervisor Kurt Hagman. as well as those 2 super squads. And then apparatus that we have on order, so we have a tractor-drawn aerial, a 2025 Pierce that's actually in Ontario at South Coast, which is a third-party vendor that's going through the pre-delivery inspection for us. There's a punch list they're working through. And then we also were able to recently purchase all the loose equipment, which is Jaws of Life, ladders, airbags, all the equipment that's on that large rolling toolbox, if you will, to be able to put that in service. We're looking at obtaining that equipment fairly in short order, and then we're thinking by the end of the year, beginning of next year, we should have that in full service. We also had ordered a 2025 Spartan Type 1 engine, which we should be receiving by the end of this year. And 2 additional Pierce Type 1 engines were ordered. I believe it was in 2023-24, pardon me, and we should be receiving those in the first quarter of 2028. One challenge in particular that we have been dealing with has to do with the build times. So our build times used to be anywhere from a year to a year and a half on our engine companies and our truck companies, and it seems like since COVID, they haven't been able to catch up. So whether it's a lack of parts or just a lack of personnel to be able to complete the work, either way, it's a 48 to 52 month build time, and then plus outfitting time. So we order the loose equipment for those units. And then there's other work that we have to do at our shop, with our mechanics and our apparatus committee, mounting all the various equipment on those units. In reference to the future, so in reference to our heavy fleet, as you saw on the graph and the age of some of our older Type 1s, we obviously need to continue our planning and our purchasing due to the length of time for the builds for these units. So we have been planning that out for quite some time. We do have a 5-year planning in place. However, those plans were typically for the 1.5 or year to year and a half build time. So we may have to bump some of those purchases up, pardon me, even though we won't receive them for 4 to 5 years, and we will not have to pay for them until we take delivery. So they do allow us to pay in full in the beginning and try to give us a discount, but it seems to be through our finance department, it's a better bet to hold off on paying for them until we receive them and leave our monies in the bank. So in reference to the cost, so typically speaking, the costs increase by an average of 3 to 5% a year. Obviously, sometimes depending on the availability of parts, that could rise to anywhere up to 8%. So with that being said, it does behoove of us to maybe look at purchasing those a little bit earlier so we can get locked in on our pricing. And just for a sense of awareness, currently the engine companies, the Type 1s are costing around $1.5 million per unit, and the truck companies are approximately $2.5 million. With that increase in cost, if you add 3% times the next 4 years, if we were to wait, as an example, we'd be looking closer to $3 million for a truck company and closer to $2 million for an engine company. Our light fleet, which consists of our staff vehicles, the vehicles that the deputy chiefs drive, the battalion chiefs drive, our support staff, CRR, IT, our inspectors, our support service technicians. We have done a really good job through the years with the board's support to continue purchasing those vehicles and replacing them as needed. Being that we added another battalion and we're good on our frontline units, but our reserve unit, as you saw up there at Station 61, is a little bit on the age side, and we only have one good reserve, so we're looking at potentially purchasing another F-250 as a good frontline, and then bump their frontline into reserve status, following that same mantra as we do with our heavy fleet. At this point, if anybody has any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them, except for Director Romaine, who may have some really detailed questions for me.
I'll just skip him when I say. Any board members have any questions of Director Howie?
Microphone is
Now
not
you're.
working. Sliding down here. Oh, there we go, okay. Regarding the ambulances, are those being driven at all? I mean, what's the status of those at the present time?
So good question. So one of them is housed at Station 61. Pardon me, if we get an extended ETA from our from AMR. There is a possibility that we'll utilize that unit to transport some of our citizens to the hospital. The other three, there are times when we rotate them through, just so we're keeping the seals wet and such. And currently they're over at the training center. They were used during the most recent tower, the training academy. Our new hires actually utilize them for their driving course that they go through. Other than that, as far as actually being used on calls, they're not currently being utilized.
If I could just add one other piece there that may not have discussed with Acting Deputy Chief Gable since he's come up. Prior to Chief Gable's appointment or into the acting position, we had been discussing the possibility of looking at potentially of selling one or two of those with the uncertainty of the ambulance program, primarily because we don't want those sitting. We understand that those things they just kind of rot away. So we continue to look at that as an option. We have to balance that against how close we think we are with the whole ambulance concept. And so we're kind of on that cusp, but we can't make that decision today, but we're certainly looking at that as an option in the short-term near future, should we need to. I can assure you that we actually have several folks that are interested in them. And I'll take us back to the beginning. If you remember, we did something that we thought would have been very beneficial in that they look like they're painted, they're actually wrapped, so that we could simply pull the wraps off. Now, I've been hearing lately that those may not come off like you think they may have been sitting in the sun. But the idea originally was if we were to sell them to a private vendor, they don't want fire department red, they like white, and then they do their own thing. So we've taken every measure to try to make sure they maintain as much value as possible. And so I assure you that we're looking at all those things.
I'm glad we have a strategy for that, because it'd kind of be a shame to have them just sit around and rot if we never get to use them. from that
Agreed.
standpoint.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Thanks, that's all I got.
Okay, thank you. Director Luth?
So, will there be anything proposed this year for us to consider as, in terms of ordering for the future, as you mentioned?
So we have identified that we do have a need for 3 additional vehicles. We need to work a little bit closer with finance. I've been having discussions with Mark lately. We obviously have a heavy lift with respects to the fire station. We're aware of all these things, but the reality is this, is we can't stop providing services. We know we're gonna have to make these purchases. We were just discussing in a meeting yesterday the timing of that request. I was thinking a little bit longer. The folks doing the work, like Chief Gable, was thinking a little bit earlier. My finance director is conservative, don't want me to spend anything, but he's understanding of where we need to go, and so we're working as a team to come together with that. I do believe that likely towards the end of the year, we're gonna have to all come together and say that we do need to at least put the plan in play, because we're talking 4 to 5 years, and that is the part that we're subject to the industry, and so we do have to move forward.
Should I let Director Romaine speak? No, I'm teasing. Director Romaine.
Well, it'll be easy. My voice is mostly gone, so I won't talk a lot. I appreciate the report. Thank you for that. I think it's important for the public to know that 100,000 miles on a piece of fire apparatus, especially a fire engine, is a lot. I hear a lot of times people go, my cousin's brother, he's a truck driver, he's got 500,000 miles on it. It's a totally different animal. So 100,000 miles on most of our fleet, or getting close to it, is pretty wore out for a piece of fire apparatus. Second, talking about 4 to 5 years and that cost is not I'm just gonna make this statement, it's not a doom and gloom presented by staff in order to try to motivate us. The international organization, IFF, has actually spoke in front of Congress on this issue, because the fire apparatus conglomerate has eaten each other up, and they've basically made a monopoly and are holding us hostage. I mean, to put it bluntly, and it used to be a year and a half was a long wait, and now they're milking us. So I appreciate the work. I understand what it's going to need, and the bottom line is we have to provide a service. So we can't do it with wagons, and well, I guess we could do horses and wagons, but
Go back in time.
and we'd have to have Charlie come back and help us. But that's what I got. Thank you.
If I could just add one more thing to demonstrate our staying on top of it. I was having a conversation today. There's It's a HR Bill 4117. It's dealing with many of the DEF components and those things is being looked at now, and it's likely to pass is what it sounds like. The reason I bring that up is we have 3 of the engines that we bought roughly in 2008 or 9 that have what they call a Caterpillar engine. Caterpillar jumped in that game. They weren't real prepared with some of the DEF requirements, and those engines have proven problematic from a maintenance standpoint and are likely ones that we need to dispose of sooner than later. If this bill happens to pass, it would be a tremendous value to organizations like ours who utilize, as Director Romaine said, we utilize those heavy equipment in a different fashion than run an open road for long miles. We start them, we stop them, we start them, we stop them. Those are hard on those kinds of vehicles. They're not intended necessarily for that use. And it gets even compounded when you add this DEF, this emissions issue on top of it. So we're staying in contact with all the things, trying to stay abreast so that if we do bring something back, even towards the end of the year, it's likely that this HR whatever I said, 7112, I think is what it was, is likely to be filtered out, and whatever's going to happen is going to happen, but could be a benefit back to any organization that's looking to make purchases.
Right. Vice President Krieger?
I appreciate the report. I'm gonna, just waiting, as Harvey was asking, when is it that we need to be pulling the trigger on the next purchase order? So I guess we'll wait and hear back from you guys on that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you again for the report, and thank you for all the additional input. Okay.
The next item on the agenda is a public hearing.
Okay, the public hearing for properties declared for weed abatement is now open.
The first item is properties declared for weed abatement purposes for the public to comment on the declaring and noticing of property owners for weed abatement. And the report is by Fire Marshal Danielle O'Toole.
Good evening, President Ramos, Evanger, and members of the board. At our April board meeting, Resolution 2025-02 was adopted, allowing for properties within the district to be noticed regarding weed abatement. During our recent round of re-inspections in July, several properties were found to be in violation of our ordinance. Property owners have been sent a notice outlining the violation, the re-inspection date, as well as the penalties for noncompliance. In accordance with our resolution, we are to hold a public hearing allowing property owners to address the board on this matter. It is recommended that the Board of Directors review public comment on the declaring and noticing of property owners for weed abatement and subsequent actions and charges, as well as make any rulings on any and all objections raised regarding the proposed removal of weeds and said charges.
Okay. Do we have any requests to speak on this agenda item?
We have no written request to speak on this item. Is there anyone present who would like to address the board at this time on this item?
No?
Seeing none.
Okay, being none, the public hearing is now closed. This is the time for the board to comment. Please ask your question when I call your name. Director Howie?
No comment.
No. Director Romaine?
No comment, thank you.
Director Luth? Vice President Krieger?
No, thank you.
Okay, myself, thank you for the report, and thank you for all the hard work that went into this process. At this time, I would like to request a motion.
So moved.
I have a motion by Vice President Krieger. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, a second by Romaine. Do I need to do a voice, or I can just, okay, all right, okay. So, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, motion passes 5-0.
The next item on the agenda is public communication. This is the time and place for the general public to address the Board of Directors about subjects that do not appear elsewhere on the agenda. The public may address items on the agenda at the time addressed by the board. Due to board policy and Brown Act requirements, action may not be taken on any issue not on the agenda. When you address the board, please state your name and address prior to making your remarks, and please limit your comments to 3 minutes. I have one written request to speak under public communications. Eric Nelson.
Thank you. Good evening, Madam President, members of the board, Chief Williams, and the brave men and women of the Chino Valley Fire District. My name is Eric Nelson with Trumark Homes, and I'm here tonight for one purpose, and that is to say thank you. Thank you for the work that you all do every single day to keep our community safe. When the Euclid fire broke out, I was in Tennessee caring for a very ill family member. I immediately received a call from Councilwoman Moran and contacted my team on our development project to ensure that they were safe and doing everything necessary to assist in the response. I then got to sit back and watch live on TV from Tennessee as the fire department responded. It was an incredibly tense moment for me, seeing the skies over Chino Hills turn that unsettling shade of orange with smoke filling the air, yet there you were, all, with purpose, precision, dedication, and excellence. From coordinating real-time with my construction team to working alongside the Sheriff's Department and CAL FIRE, your team orchestrated a response that was nothing short of textbook. I watched it happen live on TV, units moving into place, communication flowing, decisions being made seconds that stopped that fire literally at our property line. And that wasn't luck, it was preparation. It was also leadership. And your work with us didn't start when the flames appeared. It began years ago, long before, during lengthy planning meetings based on detailed fire behavior studies, a review of our fire master plan and our fuel modification plans. Our Shady View project in Chino Hills was closely designed with your fire prevention team. I think she left, but quick shout out to Fire Marshal O'Toole and Deputy Fire Marshal Dacko. It was with their help and their design of our neighborhood that helped you guys do your job, allowed us to, essentially we built a project with limited vegetation, fire restrictive materials, heat deflecting perimeter walls, and clear defensive zones. And in fact, we left out all of the flammable parts. But it's not just protecting buildings that occurred during the Euclid fire, it was protecting people. Your efforts meant that families could come home and stay and their kids could sleep in their own beds at night. And our community avoided what would have been a devastating loss. But again, protecting a community isn't just about fighting fires. It's about being ready for the unexpected. Whether it's a blaze on a hillside or a life on the line in the neighborhood parks, preparedness has always saved lives. Speaking of lives, cardiac arrests are the leading cause of death in the United States, with more than 350,000 cases a year. And the odds of surviving a heart attack are less than 10%. But with an AED used within the first few minutes, survival rates can jump to well over 60%. As a home builder, we see our job as a social enterprise, and if we can help make saving a life some way, or at least getting everybody to be ready to do so, we've done more than just build homes. We've helped build a community that looks after each other. That's why tonight we're proud to donate 4 AEDs to the Chino Valley Fire Foundation through your Heart Safe program. Because while firefighters are at the front line, AEDs extend that line into our neighborhoods, into our businesses, our parks, and our schools, allowing even the average citizen to become a hero. So while tonight we're here to say thank you, I'd also like to encourage everyone in our community to find ways to support the district. Whether that's attending safety meetings, volunteering, or advocating for more resources, it is our fire department that's the heartbeat of our public safety, and we all have a role in keeping it strong. Each of you all play a role in building safety, trust, and resilience, and it doesn't go unnoticed. It's an honor to stand with you in this work, and as I wrap up now, just know we see you, we value you, and we're truly grateful for everything that you do to keep us safe every hour of every day. Thank you.
Would you please come up here? I'd like to take a photo if that's okay. Okay, Chief, did you want to? We're gonna
Oh, right.
Thank you. That was just so amazing.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you, sir. This is, Eric, I don't think you've met Mark. He's not only is he a new captain, the new union president, but he's been the longstanding president of our fire foundation. Wonderful. Who the AEDs are gonna get processed through.
Great. Well, I look forward to working with you to get you those
And I'll
delivered.
take that.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Take one of my phone really quick too. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
They have my card to coordinate.
Absolutely.
Get you those things.
Thank you. Thanks, Chief.
My pleasure.
Oh. Thank you. The next item on our agenda is liaison reports to Fire District. And we invite Chair Charlie Blank from Fire Safe Council. Thank you. Okay. The next item on our agenda is the consent calendar.
Too many pages. My page is stuck. Okay, do we have any public comments on the consent calendar?
We have no request to speak on consent.
Okay, if any board member wishes to pull an item from the consent calendar for a discussion, please state your name and the item number. Okay, this time I'd like to request a motion.
I'll move to approve items number 2 through 7.
Okay, so I have a motion, and do I have a second?
Yes, second.
Yeah. So I have a motion by Vice President Krieger and a second by Director Howie. All in favor? Aye. And none opposed. Passes 5-0. Thank you.
The next item on our agenda is under new business, item number 7, resolution number 2025-17, adopting a ticket and/or pass distribution policy. The purpose is to review and approve a ticket and/or pass distribution policy for the fire district that outlines the procedures for the distribution and reporting of tickets and/or passes in accordance with the Fair Political Practices Commission Regulation 18944.1, Title II of the California Code of Regulations. And tonight I'll be presenting that report alongside District Legal Counsel. As noted in the staff report, in April of this year, District Legal Counsel conducted the AB 1234 ethics training for the Board of Directors and staff, covering ethics laws and principles. Included in this training, Legal Counsel provided information on the California Code of Regulations, Section 18944.1, which governs the distribution and reporting of tickets or passes by a public agency to certain facilities, events, shows, or performances for entertainment, amusement, or recreational purposes. Presented for board consideration tonight is a proposed resolution adopting a ticket and/or pass distribution policy for the district that outlines the legal framework and definitions, specifies public purposes for which tickets may be distributed, disclosure requirements using the FPPC Form 802 and posting the form on the district's website within 45 days of distribution, and delegation of responsibility to fire chief or designee to administer the policy and ensure compliance. While the district is not required to accept tickets or passes, in the event the district receives them, the policy provides a framework to ensure any distribution is consistent with applicable laws. District Legal Counsel reviewed the proposed resolution and policy for legal compliance, and tonight it is recommended that the board approve Resolution 2025-17, adopting a ticket and/or pass distribution policy pursuant to California Code of Regulations, Section 18944.1. That concludes my report, and we're happy to answer any questions you may have.
Okay, thank you so much. Do we have any requests to speak on this agenda item?
We have no request to speak on this item.
Okay, this is the time for the board to comment. Please ask your questions. When I call your name, I'm gonna, Director Romaine, I'll let you start.
I have no questions. Thank you for finding a hole in our policy and filling it.
Okay, Director Howie?
No comment?
All right, Director Luke?
I had a few questions, and Angelo did some work and responded back to me, answered every question I had, so I'm good, thank you.
Okay, Vice President Krieger?
I'm sure I have the same questions Harvey had, but I didn't ask you ahead of time, so I'm gonna ask him. So anytime that we get a ticket, some of it said if it's purchased by the district on behest of the elected officials, a form has to be done. So when we go to the Chino Hills or Chino State of the City, that is a ticket that the district purchases on our behalf. Is that one of those things that then a form has to be filled out and disclosed? Or is there a dollar threshold limit?
Director Krieger, there's no dollar threshold associated with it, but it is specific to how those terms are defined under the FPPC regs. So not every event is gonna qualify for this. And regarding the reporting requirement, I did wanna just make sure that was clear that that's an obligation of the agency as opposed to the individual official.
So like, the ASBCSD monthly meeting we go to probably doesn't qualify for it.
Correct.
But back when the air show came around, the air show would be generous to give us tickets. So that would be one that we would have to,
Correct, Director Krieger, and I should have specified a little more clearly. So one of the obligations to qualify under this process is that they're sold to the public at cost. So that is one of the distinguishing factors versus certain events that the district attends that might be put on by our partners.
okay, thank you.
Okay, and so no other questions? Okay, so I'd like to request a motion on this.
So moved.
Okay, I have I'll second it. So I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you. The next item on our agenda is item number 8, SDRMA Board of Directors election ballot for 2026-29 term. The purpose is for the Board of Directors to confirm the fire district's desire to participate in the current SDRMA Board of Directors election for 2025. And I'll be providing this report as well. Tonight, what we're requesting the board to consider is to select up to 4 candidates. The listed candidates are listed on your staff report from the list of qualified nominees, and to authorize the clerk of the board to submit the official ballot on behalf of the district. Again, this is for the term of 2026-29, and it is to fill 4 seats on the board of directors. The incumbents are Tom Wright, Mike Schaefer, and Robert Housley. And additional nominees are Stephen Ruckers and Virginia Curley. And that concludes my report, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Okay, thank you so much. Do we have any requests to speak on this item?
We have no request to speak on this item.
Okay, this is the time for the board to comment. Director Romaine, would you like to get started, or?
I'm new at this, obviously, and I have only met a couple of them one time, so I read all the reports, and I'm gonna defer to your guys' input and see how it goes.
Okay, I have my info, so I'll be making a recommendation. Director Howie?
I'll wait for your recommendation.
Okay, all right. Director Luth?
I sure hope you didn't put down the last person on this list. That, man, anybody's gotta write 4 pages to convince us to vote for them. I have a hard time with that. But I'll look forward
I
to
noticed
your
that too.
recommendation.
Well, and you can talk me through whatever recommendation, Vice President Krieger.
I'm waiting for your recommendation.
Okay, so
I have my own opinions, but go ahead.
So I recommended, I chose the 3 incumbents, and I did, I'm also recommending the 4-pager, but please talk me through it. I just liked all the information, it was very thorough, and, but I'm open to hear about anything else. I'm honestly, like, I just like the read.
I actually agree with you, because when I read them all,
I like
I
it.
thought, this is our only one time to see if somebody's qualified. And,
So I disagree, and big no surprise. I actually like Stephen Ruckers because he served 22 years on a JPA already that dealt with
mosquitoes.
that dealt with the liability, property, work comp, health insurance, and other pass-through insurance. So,
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I like
So
to me,
I'm
he
open.
has 22 years of experience already. So, but that's my opinion. But
Okay.
but I like the 3 incumbents. I think they've done a good job.
Okay, so definitely the 3 incumbents, and then does somebody wanna?
And these 2 candidates going to watch our video are going to
Right,
find
and
this
see
funny
how-
when we're discussing it.
So, very open. Director Howie, you have any input
Well,
at this
it
time?
really, I really don't have an opinion either way, but whoever wrote the 4-pager, as long as we don't have to sit into that meeting, I think
Right.
I'd be fine with that, from that standpoint. So I kind of agree with Mike. I like Mike's choice of that.
Okay, all right. So, do one of you gentlemen wanna make that recommendation?
Yeah,
I'm fine, I'm
yeah, no, I
perfectly
agree
fine
with
with
Mike.
that.
it wasn't just the 4 pages, it just seems like that, there's so much going on in that person's life right now, I can't
that's true.
imagine. But, so, yeah, I'll
So-
make the motion,
So we have Stephen,
what are the names
Mike,
here?
Tom, and Robert.
We have a Mike and Tom right here.
Yeah.
You nominate them?
Yeah. Right, Stephen, Tom, Mike, and Robert.
Yes.
That'd be my
Okay,
motion.
so I have a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, so I have a motion and second, and all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, passes 5-0. Thank you for making that easy, gentlemen. See, you
We
talked
can all
about it.
compromise.
That's right,
Yes.
absolutely.
People we want to know.
Oh, it's my turn. I'm waiting for Angela and it's highlighted for me. Next, we have our chief's comments. Fire Chief Dave Williams, would you please make your comments?
Yes, ma'am. Under Board Activities and Public Relations, on Friday, August 1st, we had our agenda review meeting. I really want to just take a moment right here to say thank you very much to Angela. She does a lot of hard work to go through and coordinate these and make sure that we're all prepared. So Angela, thank you very much for that, and thank you for your flexibility and the board's flexibility in that particular meeting as far as the scheduling goes. On Tuesday, August 5th, the board and staff and I and many members of our organization participated in the National Night Out. So a big shout out to all those folks that were driving around in squads and engines. We saw them as we were going from party to party. We saw them out driving around as well. So big thank you to the whole organization who participated. Under Human Resource Update, we are currently testing for we will be testing for fire engineers starting in September. The position of IT intern was open from July 7th to the 14th with 79 applications received. The selected applicant will start on September 5th. As you remember, our previous intern went off to actually gain meaningful employment in his field of choice, and so we had to fill that spot. Under personnel development activities, suppression personnel participated in various training sessions throughout the month, including strategies and tactics when responding to commercial fires, hose deployment and pumping evolutions, and swift water rescue and hazmat training. Under organizational items of interest, personnel spent time with Chino Police Department's 911 dispatchers and senior leadership in the dispatch center, working towards the shared goal of decreasing the time it takes for calls to be transferred to comm center, which is our dispatch center. Under emergency response and support, we continue to have crews out working in a mutual aid capacity. Crews responded to the Euclid fire along Highway 71, alongside CAL FIRE, BDU, RRU, Riverside County Fire. Firefighters and air resources stopped the fire's forward progress at 118 acres. I think I had that a little bit calculated a little bit differently last night. About 180 acres is what I had, Jeremy?
Correct.
Okay, so it's more like 180 acres. The district provided mutual aid throughout the county for the Wolf, Green, and Gifford incidents. So again, a big shout out to all the suppression crews. Obviously, we had acknowledgement of that tonight. Couldn't thank Mr. Eric any more than appreciation for his contribution of 4 AEDs back into the community, for his appreciation for our fire suppression efforts. Under community risk reduction on Wednesday, August 6th, Fire Marshal O'Toole, Deputy Fire Marshal Lynn, Fire Inspectors Rivera, Joan, Watts, and Lowry, and Bergman attended the wildfire mitigation training with a field tour of the Eaton Fire. The training was a 7-hour day that included 4 distinct presentations throughout the morning sessions and ended with visiting various neighborhoods that were impacted by the Eaton Fire. The free training was hosted by California Fire Prevention's Officer Association. I want to say thank you to the Fire Marshal and her team for reaching out. These are pretty rare opportunities that come along for our folks to get out there and see in real time the impact of and devastation of fire, and for them to gain intel and meaningful learning that they can come back and apply with their knowledge within our district. Under upcoming meetings, excuse me, the FRI, Fire Rescue International 2025 Conference will be held in Florida, August 13th through the 15th. If any board members are interested in attending, the CSDA conference will be in Monterey, August 24th through the 27th. We look forward to that conference. Chino Valley Chamber of Commerce Leadership Collaborative graduation will be August 28th 8 to 10. So I believe this is our third year in participating. We've had both members participating and receiving the mentorship, and we've also had 2 times now. I think this time was Acting Chief Gable in a leadership role. The time before that, it was Deputy Chief Alt. And if you guys are available on August 28th, 8 through 10, our very own Ms. Rita Pro will be graduating for the program. So we want to say thank you to Rita. Again, sort of an unsung hero in that she not only did she attend, but in her engagement there, she's, as you can only imagine if you know her, she gets invited to do all these other things and really help our district improve and become better. So thank you, Rita, for all your hard work. And I will certainly be there, and as long as some of these will be still out of town, but we'll get as many people as we ever can.
Chief,
Yes,
could
ma'am.
we just please, if we can just verify it's still that date, because I received a calendar cancellation today. I don't know if that was an error from Julia. I noticed it came through, so, okay,
Absolutely, we'll have Rita look into that.
thank you. Okay.
And if there's anything that, we'll have a big party for it. But yeah, we will make sure you have that information. Monday, September 1st, is the Labor Day holiday. Admin offices will be closed. On Tuesday, September 2nd, it's the State of the Fire District filming for interviews. And then Tuesday, September 2nd, is our Finance Committee meeting. And if you can pause for 1 second. And again, taking initiative takes a special person, so is 25th, you said? So on September 25th, Rita, really, the chamber sought out somebody to put together this leadership conference. I'm very pleased to say, I think we have pretty close to, if not 100% participation of all the women that work for this organization have been at least given the opportunity to attend. I believe most, if not all, are going to be attending the conference. I did make a command decision that we would go ahead and shut our calendar down because I think it's important, just for the 4-hour period, I think it's important that our folks can go out there and receive this conference and the information, and it sounds like it's going to be a fantastic time for all the women in our organization. Oops. Oh, and correction, I was corrected here. The Euclid fire was actually 118 acres, not 180. And that concludes my report unless you have any questions.
Okay. All right, any questions of the chief? No? Okay, so now it's time for the board to comment. And Director Howie, would you like to get started?
Oh, certainly, thank you so much. First of all, I want to congratulate all our promotees tonight. It was great to see everybody in their uniforms, great like to see them all show up every meeting in their classic dress uniform, but no, congratulations to all you guys. You guys worked hard and you definitely deserve it. Just a few things, actually it's kind of slowed down the last month or so, which about first time this year, I think, for us on the board. It was a little quieter. I attended the Chino Council meeting on the 15th, and it seems like it was a long time ago, and I think it was, but it had to be about a month ago since we attended that meeting. The dinner for the Special District Dinner in San Bernardino, attended that, met with the chief. Inland Empire Utilities Agency had a workshop on August the 6th, and Mike Krieger and I met with Congressman Kim's office last Friday in talking about just the general situation in Washington DC and the possibility of federal funding for our district. So nothing really too exciting to report there, unfortunately, right now, but we'll keep you opposed as what happens with that. And that concludes my comments.
Okay, all right, Director Romaine.
Yeah, I attended a few things like everybody else. I'll go through those first, but one of them was Assemblywoman Rodriguez's summer barbecue. And I wanted to thank the union for coming and cooking hot dogs, and all the new hirees. I think they were on the line for 2 days, and they were, a bunch there showed up, which is super important. The community soaks that in, and that weight that pays dividends for the entire district. So thank you guys for doing that. Attended the same monthly meeting. Somehow I got roped into driving everybody again, so that was a good thing. They heckle me the whole time, tell me what lane to be in.
Worked out well for us.
Yeah, that I'm not
Outstanding
driving
job.
too
I'm a
slow.
very good backseat
Yeah.
driver, right?
they suckered poor Harvey, made him park on the opposite side of the parking lot, and they tricked him, so there was all kinds of shenanigans going on. The supervisors, county supervisor took the month off, like Director Howie said, it was dark for them, so we didn't have any meeting. Did the National Night Out, which was another big event where we get to interact with the public, and we're always extremely well received. So well received, somebody gave me this cold I have. It started right after that night, but we shook probably 100 different hands, and I probably needed to wash my hands before I started eating the hot dogs. But oh well, that's what I learned. So the Euclid fire that happened, and Eric was here to give us a presentation, but it was an outstanding job by the department. And there's a picture that was going around online. Somebody took a bunch of stuff on Facebook, but it's really iconic on what we accomplished, and it was the Trumark Homes bare stick frame construction right there against the wall. There was a flame front, and there was an aircraft dropping right there, and for nothing to have been lost or any damage sustained from that fire is absolutely incredible. So thank you for that job, well done. And plus, we already cashed in on our CAL FIRE insurance policy, so that's good. Congratulations to all the members who promoted, and all of our employees who stuck with us 10 years, Chris, and then Vicky and Danielle for 20 years, and Mike for 25. It's in today's day and age, staying that long with an organization says a lot about the organization, so congratulations to them and thank you. And that concludes my comments.
Okay, thank you. Director Luth.
Thank you. Congratulations to all of our promotions and our service award winners. And I agree, another good sign of the kind of quality people we have in the district we have. People are staying here and they're giving us outstanding work. I'm going to welcome Chaplain Butch. Again, I've said this before, but I so appreciate that we support this chaplain program, the work they do, the comfort they can bring to someone in a time of need. So I'm just thrilled that we're able to do that, and we're able to attract new people to come in as that continues to grow and as people move on. So welcome to him. Attended Assemblywoman Michelle Rodriguez's barbecue. Very nice turnout, very well attended. The 15th, we had a Chino Council meeting, ASBCSD, yes, thank you for driving, that was awesome. On the 23rd, my one-on-one with the chief was primarily a tour of the district, of our facilities. I appreciate it very much, felt very welcome everywhere. It was good to see our facilities and see our people. I can't remember which station, but one of them was was just rolling out as we pulled. Yeah, okay, just as we pulled in, so didn't actually interact with the crew there, but appreciate the tour, chief, thank you very much for that. On the 31st, I think it was, the Chamber Awards got to represent the district, handing out our recognitions of the award recipients, and then out of the blue, they asked me to do the installation. I thought, okay, so I did. I was kind of, but you know what, that was a nice. What's that?
Luckily, I didn't go.
Yeah. It was really a very nice event. I wasn't sure what to expect. It was really well done, and they ended it on time. It was great. On the 4th, we had our special board meeting. On the 5th, National Night Out. Got to drive around with Deputy Chief Skibar. Thank you very much. We had a great time. It was fun going back to some sites been to before and seeing some of the same people. Grandma Lou on Lee Street. She is if ever anybody's out there and needs to stop and get a water or food or she's like, just send them my way. Awesome. Ran into some people I hadn't seen in a lot of years at some of the sites. It was great fun. Thank you, Carlos, for driving me around. That was a wonderful time. Tried to go to the Tostique event. Yeah, what a disaster.
For the second time.
Yeah. On the 12th, yesterday was at the CIW meeting. what are the community, whatever it is, meeting that we go to. They were very thankful, they mentioned they're very thankful to the district for the support that we gave them, the professionalism, the help, they were just, over the top thankful for that. And then tonight, we hear from Eric Nelson, the result of the good work that we were able to knock that fire down, that was awesome. And then I also heard from another citizen out there, his father had fallen, his father was 82, and had fallen, thought he could get right back up, and he couldn't, and he was expressing gratitude to the district, to Chino Police and the district for assisting and getting his father up. So just kudos to everybody for the good work that just keeps on happening in this district. That's the end of my comments.
Okay, thank you, Director Luth. Vice President Krieger?
All right, congratulations to everybody with the promotions and service awards. It's always great and special night to see that happen. I also attended National Night Out, and my driver was, well, he did okay. It was Jeremy, it was with Jeremy. It was-
Bet you don't get nachos, huh, Jeremy?
I got my nachos. so-
That's high praise.
No, it was great. We really had a good time. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that. Attended school board. John Monroe, who's a school board member, has left the state. He moved to Utah to be closer to take on a new job and to be closer to his children and grandchildren. So the school board had a choice to do a special election. His seat was up in next year anyways. The cost was gonna be $500,000. It would not happen until April of next year, according to the Register of Voters. The person wouldn't even be able to be sat, or for $0, they could just do interviews and appoint somebody. So they're putting together a committee to appoint somebody for that. My name is not on that list. John Monroe does cover a good part of Chino Hills, though. That's true. So, District 4, for anybody interested in the school board, they'll be taking applications soon. Chino Hills, nothing really big to discuss. They're still going through the remodel due to that fire, and very small fire, very large amount of water damage. Over $2 million worth of damage. 4 million. But the only thing of significance with them is for the new budget for the new year, they're going to run a little bit of a deficit, but I have a feeling they'll be able to balance it throughout the year. So about a $2.2 million deficit. As Tom mentioned, we met with Congressman Young Kim's chief of staff. It was a very good conversation, I thought. He really is keeping us front in mind for appropriations as they might come up for the next year. So that was really good. Last Thursday, I sat through a webinar done by Fire One that talked about the Paradise Fire, or no, not Paradise. It was
It was a recent.
the recent fires in LA that happened, and they had all the chiefs there talking about it and what went right, what went wrong, what could they have done better, and it was really a good webinar to sit through and watch. And I want to thank Eric Nelson from TrueMark for coming in. He got in touch with me, and I put him in touch with the chief. But he's very, very, very thankful. Somebody on his crew was standing at that very corner apex as the airplane flew over and dropped the Fosjack. It's a beautiful video because it's right there at that wall. But really cool things to see. So that's it for me tonight.
Okay, thank you so much, and I'll try to be quick with mine. I also attended Assemblymember Rodriguez's summer barbecue and the resource fair, and again, thank you to the union for your outreach to the community, continued support. Our ASB CSD meeting, I had my monthly meeting with the fire chief. I am working on the state of the fire district. I had an update with Rita. Thank you so much, Rita, for all your work so far. I know there's a lot to be done. I had a meeting with Councilmember Marquez. I also had a meeting with consultant Messina. our agenda review, we had a special board meeting. Everyone knows National Night Out is I love events, but that is probably one of my most favorite because I am able to be out in the community and touch a lot of our constituents on the same evening. Just love it. It's a lot of fun. Love visiting the neighborhoods. Thank you, Rita and Chief, for joining, Chief for driving us, and Rita for joining us this time. It was a really, really great time, and I want to thank Chief and our Fire Marshal O'Toole, because we were able to get communication out. We had a focus this year on fire safety, on home hardening, and we had a great barcode that we could provide to our communities for additional resources. So thank you so much for that. I as well did the inside, the firestorm lesson learned. It was an excellent, excellent webinar with many chiefs from various departments. Our council meeting, congratulations to our promotions this year, and also our service awards, and excited that we have another chaplain. It's always a good thing to continue that program. It's a great, great program that we have to offer. And thank you for that state of the fleet. It's always good to give us kind of like that awareness of what's going on, so when you bring those things forward and there's a big financial impact, at least we kind of have an idea that that's gonna be forthcoming. So, and Danielle again, and the CCR crew, thank you guys so much. Weed abatement is a lot, it's year round. Thank you for all your hard work on that. It's very much appreciated. And Eric Nilsson with the presentation of the 4 AEDs, that's a wonderful gesture. It's a very, very generous and wonderful gesture to give back to our community in that manner. One thing I want to remind everybody, Saturday night fight night, our very own Phil Vasquez is going to be boxing this year and representing the fire district, and everyone who's available, I feel we need to really work hard and support him. So please make sure Saturday is September 6th and your ticket includes dinner. So please register. It's going to be a fun event. And I think probably everyone on the board will pretty much be there. Yep. Or you guys will be in trouble. So, okay. All right. Pardon me?
Free adjourn, can I?
Yes, please.
So I meant to bring this up too. I just want everybody to be aware that the last week at our Kiwanis meeting, there was a lot of banter going between the fire district and the police department, and I gotta say, you two handled yourselves very well, and I think definitely got the upper hand of that whole debate, so well done, thank you.
Okay, thank you for that. That was some good information, okay? With that, this meeting will be adjourned to the regular meeting of the Board of Directors of the Chino Valley Independent Fire District to be held on Wednesday, September 10th, 2025 at 6 p.m. at Fire District Headquarters located at 14011 City Center Drive, Chino Hills, California. Thank you very much, everybody.